Welcome back to another episode of Mr. Mysteries in Black and White with your two hosts, myself, Ed, and my main man, Josh.
How are we doing?
Oh, I ain't thought of a question. Josh.
Yep.
What's your favourite 3D shape? And there's a reason I'm asking this.
I don't fucking know. Cube. I don't know.
Are you sure it's not pyramid?
Oh, I like what you did there. I like what you did there. Okay.
Obviously, we are back with our normal podcast episodes, and we're gone proper back in time, really, to the first season, where we're just talking about everything what we want to talk about. As long as it's in the realms of paranormal, supernatural, myth, mystery, conspiracy, cryptid, whatever.
Yeah.
All that, what we cover.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not doing specifics. We ain't doing nothing like that. We're just going back to our roots.
Yeah, exactly.
And what made us actually want to do the podcast.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. I've had enough of that this week. I hope everyone is well. Obviously, we mentioned last week, and you can see from the title of this week's episode, we are talking about the pyramids. More specifically, the Egyptian pyramids.
Yeah, I will eventually, some point down the season, I will go on to the other pyramids around the world, but for this one, just specifically Egypt. And I think...
Got
it, because that's the one that pretty much everyone talks about.
Everyone knows about.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
if we just come straight in and start talking about Inca.
yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, they're already in Egypt. But so this week we are talking about pyramids. I imagine about how they thought they were built. Yeah,
well, what I've done, because finding research on it was pretty easy, but there was that fucking much. Yeah. I was like, oh my god. So what I've done, I've sort of like narrowed it down into a couple of little things.
Condensed it.
Yeah. So basically what I'm going to talk about is like theoretically how they were built.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's two and a bit, I'd say, major theories of how they were built. Obviously the first one is man-made. The other one is like man-made, but a different way, and then the third one is obviously aliens. So I'll be talking specifically about those three in particular.
Yeah, fair. I just want to say, don't it feel nice?
Oh, it does, honestly.
Don't it feel? I feel.
I actually felt buzzing
relaxed.
earlier.
Yeah, I feel more relaxed.
Yeah,
as well. I feel like Oh, it's good to be back.
Oh.
We are back and we're here to stay.
Exactly. So
we're not fucking nowhere.
Fucking hell. So yeah, if you appreciate the fact we're back, like proper back, show some love.
Exactly. And before we start, get yourself something to eat, something to drink, get all cozied up, and listen to your two favourite podcasters, which I'm hoping it is us.
Oh, it better be us.
Otherwise they've just clicked off. And
it's like, all right, Joe Rogan.
Nips. So yeah, get relaxed. And hopefully you'll enjoy our man Josh here talking about pyramids.
Yeah. So, for those that somehow don't know, okay,
Who the fuck don't know about Egyptian pyramids?
Yeah. Well, what I say about the Egyptian pyramids, I'm obviously talking about the three, but obviously the main one is the Great Pyramid. Of Giza. So,
lemon squeezer.
The Great Pyramid of Giza is the largest... MasterCard Visa. The Great Pyramid of Giza is the largest Egyptian pyramid and has served as a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu, who...
Cock teaser. Sorry. That was on my lips. I had to say it.
Who served as a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu, who ruled during the 4th dynasty of the Old Kingdom. Built in the early 26th century BC, over a period of about 27 years, the pyramid is the oldest of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and the only wonder that has remained largely intact. It is the most famous monument of the Giza Pyramid Complex, which is part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, Memphis and its necropolis, it is situated at the northern end of the line of the three pyramids of Giza. Now, ever since it was first researched, it has been a constant amazement on the mathematical knowledge of the coding in the pyramids, the measurements that were used in it, and even the placement of it. The Great Pyramid is aligned with within 360th of a degree up north, which is more of an accurate alignment than any other structure on Earth.
Yeah, I think they say it's more accurate than most instruments.
Yeah, exactly.
What they use, like compasses. And
which is mental. Now, the interesting fact about this is that the fact that the Earth's axis has been shifting slowly. So this means that the pyramids could have even been more aligned to true north when it was first built.
Bloody hell.
Now, the Great Pyramid is not only perfectly aligned to the cardinal points, but is also intentionally placed as well. Scientists say that if you pass a circle from the Great Pyramid through its cardinal and ordinal directions, these circles will pass through more landmass than any other structure on Earth. So this means that the Great Pyramid is essentially located at the centre of all Earth's landmass.
Fucking hell.
Since the first accurate survey of the Great Pyramid was found in 1925, mathematicians have found more connections to the measurements and representation of the Earth encoded in its design. Now, instead of using an inch like we do in today's society, the pyramid was built using something called a cubit, which is a block that is 1.86 feet.
Right, for people who are from the more civilised of the Earth, who don't use inches, but we use millimetres.
Yeah.
It's 25 mil into an inch. So take of that what you want.
Yeah, and obviously back then they used a cubit to measure things.
But no, the thing is, like, from a construction point, how it's still standing. And everything, like, I get it because of how heavy it is, but it's not like got footings, like foundations.
No.
Do you know what I mean? That was just, they must have done something for it to be built like that, and
So
for it
it still was standing.
Yeah,
Because I know people talk about like the Great Sphinx and that, but that lost its head, didn't it? They had to rebuild the head of it.
No, it lost its nose.
Did it?
Yeah, it's still got the head, but it lost its nose.
It lost its nose.
Yeah, that's why it always looks Michael Jackson. No.
Now these cubits are exactly 1/25 millionth of the polar diameter of the Earth, meaning the distance from the North Pole to the South Pole. If you chop that distance into 25 million pieces, that is your cubit.
Which baffles me, because, like, I know, like, they're probably more civilized than what we give them credit for, but surely they weren't mad explorers.
Well, no.
So how did they know the world's circumference, pretty much?
This is where the whole weirdness starts coming in, because, like you said, they're not exactly going and exploring it, and
No.
they don't exactly got a fucking iPad to jot it down, have they?
No.
And things like that.
That's what I mean, like, because when you think of explorers, you think of, like, Columbus, of course. You got the Vikings and stuff, people like that who were seafaring people, but you never hear of, like, Egyptians being seafaring.
Well, no, but it gets even more weird, right? The mad thing is, if you take the length of the Great Pyramid at its corners, it translates to 365.242 cubits long, which is exactly a year in the Earth.
365. What?
So
I won't confuse myself.
The cubit.
This ain't wacky backing, I promise you. I'm not into that shit.
The length from the corners of the pyramids is 365.2.42 cubits long, which is exactly a year's rotation of the Earth.
Yeah.
Now, the measurements of the width and the length of the Great Pyramid correspond to an exact fraction of both the latitude and longitude. Measurements of the equator. Meaning, if you took the equator and placed it into a grid, the Great Pyramid would fit perfectly into one of these grid slots. If you scale this up, the Great Pyramid directly corresponds to the circumference of the equator, as well as the measurement from the equator to the pole, making it a scale of the northern hemisphere. So you got the Earth, and you add, like, the pyramid, you stretch it out, it will be perfect, like half of the Earth, sort of thing.
Fucking hell.
So again, How did they fucking do that then?
Yeah, because you've got engineers nowadays. They've got all the technology in the world. They've got satellites. They've got drawings and all this. And they fuck up roads. Can't even fill a pothole in straight. And these bastards...
Yeah, these Donnies are done... Yeah,
in their loincloths, in the hammer and chisel, can do that. How's that? That is not normal.
No, and even more mad, right? Recently, scientists have discovered that if you take the exact coordinates of the Great Pyramid, which is 29.9792458 degrees north, this is the exact number which equals the speed of light in meters per second.
Of course it fucking does.
Do you know what I mean? How the fuck have they done that? Now, some people believe, obviously, that this cannot be pure coincidence and that it has to be alien in origin, which is where I come to the first point.
Yeah.
Which, so far, it's like, well, they ain't exactly far off it.
There's too many perfections.
Yeah. So, I tried to find some research to potentially back this theory up, right? So, just add a little bit of fuel to the fire. I'm not saying what I believe in yet. I'm just saying. Right? So, I tried to... like I said, I just read that bit, Josh. Now, it's not just the pyramids that are involved in all of this.
Of course not.
In 10,500 BC, the Sphinx is gazing directly at its own image, which is the constellation of Leo.
Yeah.
Now, if you turn the Sphinx 90 degrees south, you would see the constellation of Orion's Belt in a pattern that mimics the exact pattern of the Pyramids of Giza. Now, there's three major... I don't know if these are classed as wonders, but these are three major structural things, which is the Valley of Kings in Egypt, the Taj Mahal in India, and the King Bakul's tomb in Mexico. Well, these are all burial sites that date back thousands of years. Now, according...
Taj Mahal went.
Isn't it?
No, some rich Donny who wanted to build a pit...
like a big...
thing for his wife. A memorial for his wife, pretty much, I think it was.
Well, I suppose that sort of counts then. There's not a burial site, but it's built in memoriam for...
It weren't thousands of years ago. I'll tell you that now. I don't think, anyway.
Unless they've reconstructed it. Don't know. Let us know if you know.
I don't think so.
According to researchers, these are all the final resting places for ancient leaders. Now, why is it that some of the largest structures on Earth date back so long ago? Well, according to scientists' texts, this knowledge was given to our ancestors by the so-called gods.
Right.
Now, these burial sites are all basically used as a doorway for the soul to reach the afterlife. And in ancient view, this life was meant as an opportunity to prepare ourselves for a great destiny beyond this life. Now, in Saqqara, Egypt, there is one of the largest and oldest burial grounds in all of Egypt. Now, inside contains the oldest religious writing in the world. Now, according to archaeologists... Yeah, them, Donnies. The pyramid texts are a collection of ancient Egyptian religious writing that date back to 2400 BC. They contain passages about Osiris, the Egyptian god of the afterlife. And they also contain descriptions on how to prepare a pharaoh's remains during his ascent to the heavens after death.
Yeah, they pull his brains out with hooks, don't they?
Now, according to some researchers, the texts have even described how to make this travel. Now, the ancient Egyptians say that about 25,000 years ago, the gods used to live amongst them until they disappeared, and ancient Egyptians believed that that once they died, their souls would once again be reunited with the gods. So where I'm going with all of this is, if you remember what I said when I said the pyramids are the exact pattern of Orion's belt, well, the constellation of Orion is seen as the celestial image of the Egyptian god Osiris.
Well, I never thought of it like that.
So if you have these ancient texts talking about Osiris, the god of the afterlife, and you have the pyramids lined up in the constellation named after Osiris, these have to be connected.
In some way.
Some way.
What's Leo got to do with it?
I think that was just the Sphinx,
Lying in it.
Lying in it, yeah. It's also stated that Osiris went around the world teaching civilizations. And with ancient Egyptians saying that gods used to live amongst them, could it potentially be that the gods were in fact extraterrestrial in origin and taught the Egyptians how to build these structures, and maybe the ancient Egyptians believed these beings to be the god Osiris?
It wouldn't surprise me because what did Osiris look like? He weren't head of a dog, was he?
No. Was he?
No. That's
Anubis, isn't it?
Anubis.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. But you imagine seeing this. Don't look like a human.
Yeah.
Some like weird looking thing, and it speaks to you, and it tells you how to do things, and it's fucking marvelous. You're gonna think it's a god, didn't you?
Well, of course you are, especially if it's and then to play devil's advocate, right? If you're Osiris and you're thinking you're teaching these people how to build a pyramid, well, of course you're gonna do it to sort of fucking line it up with the stars that's named after you and shit, ain't you? You're gonna have an ego boost, ain't you?
Yeah.
So
and he likes lions.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the alien side of it, of where it could potentially be.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Alien.
Have you put anything in there about like the hieroglyphs and that?
No, I haven't actually.
Because I don't know how true these are. Because when like people have gone into the pyramids, and stuff, I don't know if it's like the Great Pyramid. I don't know which one it is. But because on them it's like you can quite clearly see like spaceship looking things.
Yeah. And there's ones with like spirals as well, isn't there, that look like galaxies and things like that.
Yeah, and they've even like done stuff what they drew there, what are now available today, like rockets.
Yeah,
and stuff like the planes.
That's what I mean. It's like, how the fuck did they know that shit then?
That's what I mean. Like,
you can't like this whole thing. I know people might be sitting there going, bollocks. But you take everything that's been said so far, that can't just be pure coincidence. It can't be.
That's like a 1 in a billionth chance.
That's what I mean.
It's like
and back then as well, ancient.
Yeah.
Egypt. Do you know what I mean? Not even remotely.
No, they haven't got the well. Someone said like a good theory to me, like saying like probably back then they were far more advanced to what we are now.
Yeah.
But it's got forgotten.
Yeah. Which I will get onto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like a forgotten trade, shall we say?
Yeah.
Or forgotten like
a lost technology.
Yeah. Where so then we've pretty much had to start again.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So that's always
a
shout.
On the flip side to the, obviously, with some people believing there was aliens, there are people out there that believe they were man-made, right? Well, let's dive into that. Mm-hmm. Some of the stones used in the pyramids came from a quarry hundreds of miles away. In fact, the granite in the Great Pyramid, which was used in the King's Chamber, comes from more than 500 miles to the south.
But don't weigh like tons.
Exactly. These blocks that were used for the ceiling of the King's Chamber weigh 70 tons each.
Jesus Christ. You can't put that on your shoulder, man.
No.
Well,
some people say they could move them because they pushed them on wet sand, which, in a way, may work on ground level. But it's not going to work 350 feet in the fucking air now, is it?
In wet sand, that goes it goes a bit sticky.
Yeah.
No, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. You need like perfectly dry sand and logs.
Yeah.
Like how they say in like kids shows and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Like they roll it on the thing.
Yeah. And they're whipping them. And
that. But let's just say, even from remotely, that is possible.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're not going to get it 350 feet in the fucking air.
Nah. They didn't have cranes then.
No, exactly. Now, writer Graham Hancock, which, if you somehow listen to this, please reply to my email, because I'd love to have you on the podcast.
You emailed him?
Yeah.
Oh,
Graham Hancock believes that it is possible that it comes from a lost technology, and it was the ancient comet apocalypse 12,800 years ago that wiped that from the human memory banks almost completely. Now, this apocalypse was caused by the rise of... the comets caused a rise in sea level. When sea levels rise, they create a powerful high energy zone so that anything existing in these high level coastlines has been destroyed.
Right.
Now, back then, the sea level rose so rapidly it was 4 to 5 times faster than what we've experienced in the last century. So it's going to be very, very energetic, basically.
Yeah.
And anything that's there that's short of a large megalithic blocks like the pyramids is going to be wiped out by the time it's over. So if people have questioned this, saying, well, where's all the evidence in that? Well, architect Randall Carlson explained this. He said, if you drop an atomic bomb on a city and it completely obliterates it, and then a short time while after, you drop another one on the same place, there's going to be nothing left. Then 20,000 years later, you go looking for evidence. You're not going to find anything. And if you do find something by that time, it's going to be reincorporated into the Earth's existence. So you're not going to know the difference between what was supposed to be there and what was there from thousands of years ago.
But they're saying about the sea levels rising and obliterating the rocks and everything. How are the pyramids still there?
Unless it didn't hit them. Well, no, because I don't know if the comets actually hit Egypt. I'm not too sure.
No, but it's saying about the sea level. Rise.
That's what I mean. I think because they were the only thing standing, the pyramids, because they were just big and everything. Everything else was wiped out, but they still stood, sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Another thing he states is that if we're looking for all these different kinds of lost technologies, but we're looking for things similar to what we have today, well, we could easily overlook it completely.
Right, yeah.
So if you think about it, the amount of progress that we've achieved as modern society in the last few hundred years is just nothing short of ridiculous. If you go back thousands of years ago and look at the path they was taking without the use of like mechanical engines or cranes or anything like that, there could easily be something more advanced back then that we simply just don't remember, and that might explain some of the stuff that had survived this long, i.e. the pyramids.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm more partial to believe that one.
No,
the lost. I mean, the facts, so-called facts are there. Do you know what I mean?
But also, it's because with the pyramids, they're so well knitted together, you can't fit a fag paper.
No,
like a Rizzler paper in between them.
And I know people say like, "Oh yeah, that could be caused by corrosion and that." Erosion. I'm having a mare, but like, surely that would make the whole thing buckle.
Not necessarily. Because of how interlocked they are. Because I've had this conversation before. Because of how interlocked they are.
Yeah.
Like when sandstorms hit and you got the weight coming from the top going down and it's so equally spaced.
Yeah.
Instead of like buckling, it's just going tighter and tighter and tighter.
Yeah.
So say, I don't know how tall they are. Say they were like 100 feet tall.
Yeah.
When they were freshly built. And they're now 90 feet tall. It's that 10 foot of erosion, but they're still like locked together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's keeping it? Because otherwise, but other than that, that's the only reason I could think how well they might have had gaps, but because of erosion, it's like filed it down to such a perfect square.
And the thing is as well, that was just on about like the pyramids themselves. Do you know what I mean? You've obviously got the King's Chamber, the Queen's Chamber, all the fucking traps and shit that they had all inside it.
Traps,
How the fuck was that even? How? Do you know what I mean?
And like you say, with the whole 70-ton stone,
exactly,
putting
on his fucking ceiling.
You imagine the bloke standing at the bottom who's like edging him in. He was sweating that day. He was sweating. He's like, yeah, a bit more. Little bit more.
I feel sorry for the Donnies that are supposedly pushing them up.
Yeah, exactly.
70 tons, like up 350 foot. That way as well. It's not straight, is it? No. You're like that.
Yeah. Because I've heard other things, like they use elephants.
Yeah.
Sleds. They use camels. They've used every
and,
under the sun, like to help move pyramids.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the blocks and everything like that. But there's just something otherworldly about them. It's
so bizarre. Do you reckon we'll ever actually find out how?
I think we will.
Yeah?
In our
Do you reckon
lifetime.
In our lifetime?
Yeah, I think we will. Because that has got the most funding in, like, say with all our myths and mysteries.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
That has got the most funding.
Oh, yeah, by far.
It's such a amazing place.
That's what I mean.
Like the pyramids and everything. Like, I mean, and the money you could earn, like, going into these places.
Yeah.
Like, with, say, when they done King Tutankhamun.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like, people were earning fortunes. Yeah, they all got cursed. Certain right. But they were earning absolute fortunes from it as well.
Yeah.
Because of just the black market and everything like that. So the pyramids are always going to be bombarded with funding because of what they can extract out of it.
Yeah, exactly. And as well, it's like... Where was I going with this? But as well, it's like the mad thing is, it's like that's just the Great Pyramid of Giza. Yeah. You've still got the other two Donnies next to it,
yeah,
and then you've got the other pyramids around the fucking world.
Yeah, because also they've only discovered. They've barely scratched the surface of actually going inside the pyramid.
But I think it was only in the last, like, don't hold me to this, but I swear I saw something. It was only in, like, the last 20 to 30, 40 years that they found the Queen's chamber.
Yeah.
They thought it was literally just the King's chamber, bang in the centre, and that was it.
Yeah, because they used to think it was just... a pyramid was just for one pharaoh.
Yeah.
But it weren't. It was for loads of people. Because as well as, like, the pharaohs of that, they found, like, mummified cats.
Yeah.
Mummified crocodiles.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Because they used to worship these animals like gods.
Yeah. With going on that, it was like, I saw this thing about, like, the dung beetle and that, which obviously they called a scarab.
Yeah.
And one thing I never knew about them, right? You know when obviously they're rolling the shit? They go in a straight line, regardless of what's in their fucking way. They will go through it.
Yeah, they just go through it. But they freaked me out ever since the Mummy.
Yeah.
Where
they just devoured that Donny.
And that, they? So
but
I always got a bit freaked out with scarab.
And it was weird because they was on about like, how the ancient Egyptians worshipped them and that is because they thought that because obviously they thought the sun was the eye of Ra, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, they thought there was a giant giant scarab rolling the sun, and that's why it was going. So that's how they worshipped it in that, and that's why even in the pyramids and things there are like carvings or whatever you call them of scarabs or dung beetles. Or, do you know what I mean? It's for something so outdated, obviously nowadays, how advanced they were. They don't get the credit they deserve. Do you know what I mean? When you think of like the Romans, I know it's because we use a lot of Roman technology today.
Yeah, but they say that's not forgotten.
No,
that's
exactly. So it's like,
I get what you mean.
They really don't get the recognition they deserve.
Nah, but the craftsmanship, like with hieroglyphs and that, the craftsmanship to do that.
That's what I mean. I'd love. Like, I think we've answered this question before, but this is what I would love if I could go back in time to be like a fly on the wall. Is go back there.
Yeah.
See exactly how they were built, how they did all this shit, how they come up with this shit.
Yeah. Like you say, it could be like with the Sphinx and that. They went, it looks all right there. And then their mate is just gone, yep, pyramid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
yeah, exactly. It's like, where are we going to build it? Hang on. Perfect.
And also, the triangle is the most unnatural shape.
Yeah, I saw something about that.
If you think of the natural world, the most natural shape is a hexagon. Hang on. Yeah, it is hexagon, isn't it? Mono, bi, tri, quad, penta, hexa. Yeah, hexagon. 6 sides. Look at a bee's honeycomb.
Yeah.
Hexagon.
So I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say it and make myself sound like a twat.
No, yeah. But a lot of and like in the natural world are hexagon or that kind of shape. More rounded.
I would have thought it would be more of a sphere. Because obviously the Earth's a fucking sphere.
But the natural world don't know that.
Really, no, of course I don't. No.
So that's why when you think of shape, like for me, I always think of a hexagon, whereas a triangle is the most unnatural shape.
Yeah, exactly.
And what shapes are pyramids?
Triangle.
Fucking triangles.
But it's again like going back to it. Everything, going back to like the alien side of it. Everything is just too coincidental. It can't be just on and off chance.
No.
The fact of like them lined up with Orion's belt, the fact that their fucking corners match up to a year's rotation of the Earth. Earth's rotation of a year. Fucking what was the other one I said?
How it could fit
perfectly in a grid.
Yeah,
you've enlarged it. It's the size of like the northern hemisphere. Even the bloody one where it's like the point of it. The
most northern point.
What's the word I'm looking for? The location of it is exactly light speed in meters per second. How the fuck can an ancient race?
And what gets me as well, I know we're not talking about like the other pyramids, but you've got like the Egyptian pyramids, you've got the Inca pyramids, the Aztecs, yada yada, and they're all in one line.
Yeah, that's what I mean. How?
On the grids, isn't it? They're all in one
on the
line,
grids. Yeah,
pretty much. And I mean, how was that possible? It's not like they were texting each other like.
No, it's like put it a little bit to the left, boss. Do you know what I mean?
No, you're too far up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They weren't able to do that.
Oh, so it's fucking mental, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like I know I keep going back to it, but it's like they're an ancient race.
Yeah.
Who ain't even remotely got half the shit we got nowadays. Do you know what I mean? If I just gave them this laptop or this camera, they'd be amazed. Do you know what I mean? They'd be in awe.
Or would they?
Or would they?
They'd be like, you can't reach in and do this with it. Like, fuck are you doing?
They show us how to work it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, look, come here, mate. Look. See? It works there. You're like, ah.
Yeah, fucking caveman. No, it used to really fascinate my mum. That's why I've took an interest.
Yeah,
in it.
yeah.
I haven't got as much interest what she did. Don't get me wrong. But every time like something's on telly or something, I always flick it on.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the time I do end up turning over.
Do you know what? I've got to admit, so do I.
Because a lot of time, especially like if Ancient Aliens is on.
Yeah.
And I do start watching it, think, this will be good. And then all of a sudden they just go into these mad theories. And I'm like, I can't get behind it.
No.
I don't know if it's I can't get behind it. It just boggles my head so much. I'm like, no.
But
I need to dumb down a bit.
Yeah, well, that's why I like that one. Is because they said, oh, yeah, it could be alien in origin, but they've linked it with their time periods.
Well.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, why couldn't... It goes back to that film, Fourth Kind.
Yeah.
Where the alien literally says, I am God.
That always... After that film, I always sometimes think of that. Because when you think of like us as animals... Because we're animals.
We're animals, yeah.
But how... Like, you're listening or watching us now... You don't see lions do that.
No.
You don't see sharks do that. And sharks have been here longer than bones.
Exactly.
Longer than trees.
Yeah.
Longer than anything. You don't see them with their fucking Bluetooth in their ear.
I'm not being funny. They can't even fucking talk. Do you know what I mean? Let alone do this shit.
No, I mean, it's just how evolution works,
Yeah, of course.
as well. But even, like, say, with us, with other primates, there's no other primates that really show the same kind of intelligence.
As us. Yeah, they're intelligent for their species.
Yeah.
Very intelligent, but...
Like they say, what about the gorilla who can paint and that? Yeah, because we showed them.
Exactly. They haven't just done that off their own accord.
No.
And so, yeah, but then going back to that, it's like, if ever since that alien went, I am God.
Yeah.
And then you look at these things and it's like, if there is some Donny, right, called Osiris, who's just come down and said, right, boys, do this, build this, yada, yada, yada. Or even if he's just walking around the street, just, you know, boss, he's not exactly going to look like any other normal human.
Nah.
So you are going to think of him as a god.
Yeah,
of course you are. So for them to basically, this whole amazement of technology with the pyramids and that, to be solely focused around the pharaohs and the gods, there's got to be something in it. There has to be.
I just think that how they're so perfect, there's something alien about them.
Yeah.
Because they've done stuff there what we can't do now.
No, exactly.
And we're meant to be, at this point in time, the most intelligent, the most advanced we've ever been.
Exactly.
But yet we couldn't pull off what they pulled off.
I mean, I always think back when people say like about the advancement and that, it's like, how long ago was it the moon landing? Like 64, something like that? So, a fair fucking while ago, do you know what I mean? They managed to get some people on the moon back then. And even now, we're even more advanced. Yeah. And like you said, we're still looking at the pyramids going, do you know what I mean?
But the amazing thing with humans, so yeah, in the 60s, we done the moon landing. It was like 40 years, or 60 years prior to that the first plane was done.
That's what I mean.
It is amazing.
How quick? Really. It's like, I think I mentioned it before, but I did see something where it's like, we're advancing way too fucking quick.
Yeah.
Way too quick.
That's what... I don't want to get on a downer, but I think that is why there is mental health about. Because we're advancing so quick, we can't catch up.
No. I think it's just a case of the whole world's fucked. Do you know what I mean? Right. Not the world itself. But I mean, that's why the human race is fucked. Because we are so advanced. It reminds me, right? You know in Jurassic Park?
Yeah. Of course.
Fucking, what's his name? Jeff Goldblum's character.
Yeah.
Where it's like, he put it perfect. It's like, your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, that they didn't stop to think if they should.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the human race in a sentence.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, all the advancements we have, and I mean, perfect example, the sort of semi-recent, Oppenheimer. He's a perfect example, isn't he?
Yeah.
He was so preoccupied with, can I build a nuclear bomb? Because I actually watched it the other day. Fucking unbelievable.
No, I'm doing out of protest at the minute.
It is so good, honestly.
And it's nothing to do with the film or anything. It's because of my fucking mate. He went to see it without me. I'm like, nah.
Yeah. But, not spoiling it, obviously. I mean, you know what happens. But he like, going on to that Jurassic Park line, and with Oppenheimer, it's the exact same. He was so, through the whole film, focused on, can I do it, can I do it, can I do it? That right at the end, when he has done it, you can see in his face, he's like, I might have just fucked the world over. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like...
It's never been the same since.
No, exactly. So, that's how advanced we are, that we're so driven in our own minds of, yeah, we can do it, that no one's actually sat back and thought, is this really a good idea?
Yeah, should we do it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So if we're so advanced, but we're questioning it,
yeah,
for them to back then to just be like, yeah, all right, let's do it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, there has to be some reason. You don't just sit there, and think.
You know what gets me? Is, can you imagine one of them people that's found these stones, looking at them, and they think, I gotta take this 500 miles.
Yeah.
I'd cry.
One thing that I forgot to mention as well, the ones that were come from the quarry, they were actually cut from the quarry. So they weren't just sitting there, they had to actually excavate it, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then drag it there.
Yeah.
Then lift it 350 feet up. And people believe they've done that.
It's just standing there like, how are we doing this, mate? I got fucking clue.
No, that's what I mean. It's like, on average, roughly, how heavy can a crane lift? Roughly.
Well, let's say it depends what crane you got. Like some
big Donny crane. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
you can get something that can lift hundreds of tons.
That's what I mean, though.
Yeah.
But you need something like that to lift hundreds of tons. Let's just say, for argument's sake, 100 ton, right? They can lift that. That's 30 ton less than these fucking blocks that they've somehow dragged 500 miles, got 350 feet in the air, and then put it on a ceiling.
Yeah.
Because plus, right, how they get it on the ceiling? Because obviously if they use like cement or that, you've got to fucking hold it there till the cement's set. You're like, oh, my arm's getting dead now. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you need, come on.
You need more than a couple of acros to hold them.
That's what I mean. And like, I mentioned earlier with like the booby traps and all that shit.
Yeah.
And even
the thought of them.
Yeah, even the King's Chamber, because I love how they found the Queen's one, because there's two like columns that go out of the King's Chamber.
Yeah.
And what they've done, they put like rocks in, or like stones or whatever, and they rolled and they fell into like, they heard it fall into like this sort of room sort of thing.
Yeah.
That they were sort of like, well, there's got to be something there. That's how they found the King's Chamber. And they found these other holes, and for ages they couldn't hear the sound of like the balls rolling. And then they eventually found another one on the back side of it, and that's how they found the Queen's Chamber.
Oh, wow.
But I was like, do you know what I mean?
Because in their son as well, I don't know if it's the Great Pyramid, in one of them got like a window, and it points perfectly at midday, or something.
Yeah,
like
something like that. It wouldn't shock me if it is the Great Pyramid, you know,
Yeah.
because that seems to be the Donny with all the stuff. Do
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
When the sun hits it at midday,
It shines.
it
Yeah,
shines through.
that's what I mean. It's like,
I think it's like
why?
I don't know if that's just something from the Mummy or whatever, but
No,
but I'm pretty sure. I heard
even if it
something
is true, right? Let's say these were built just by ordinary people for a pharaoh, right? Nothing to do with the gods. Why would they add all these details?
Yeah.
Why would they add the details of the stones perfectly rolling into the room
I think with the booby traps and that, it's because back
to
then,
protect the body? That side of it, I get. But the fucking window and that, he's dead. Why's he need a window?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so Ra, keep an eye on him.
But oh, mate, it is actually mind-boggling.
Oh yeah, massively.
And the fact as well, because obviously the seven wonders of the world, everyone knows what they are. Not specifically, but you know what the wonders of the world are. You know what I'm getting at.
King Kong's not one of them.
No. But, where's I going with this? The fact that it's the oldest.
Yeah.
And the longest standing.
Say, it's the only one left.
Exactly.
Much, isn't it?
How? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fuck. Because what are the actual seven wonders?
Oh, there's one that keeps coming into my head. It's Colossus something. Oh, what's my phone done? Why has it done that?
Let's have a look. Fuck off. I hate pop-ups, man. Here we go. The official 7 wonders of the world are... When my phone decides it wants to work.
Oh, the Great Wall of China.
Yeah. The Colosseum. Petra in Jordan.
Yeah.
Chichen Itza in Mexico.
Yeah.
Christ the Redeemer in Brazil. Machu Picchu in Peru.
Yeah.
Taj Mahal in India. And the Great Wall of China.
Oh, Christ the Redeemer in Brazil.
Mm.
Oh, but the...
But... That
These
was
are the ones I'm thinking of.
No, but they were the...
They're not the originals.
No. They're the new ones. But the only one, like you said, that is still standing in the originals is the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Stop fucking... Oh, hate fucking technology. Ancient Egyptians don't know what they're born. Hanging Guard, yeah, because you got the Great Pyramid of Giza. Mm-hmm. You got the Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
Never heard of that one.
Temple of Artemis at Ephesus. Statue of Zeus at Olympia. Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. Colossus of Rhodes, that's what I was thinking of. And Lighthouse of Alexandria.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
But yeah, the only ones there was still there is
the Great Pyramid. And it's the oldest of the fuckers, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, if these other ones, because why aren't these other ones there? Did they just like, I don't know, collapse or like...
Yeah, they're either pulled down.
Sort of thing?
Yeah, disintegrated.
These fuckers have been standing since the 26th century BC.
Mm. So it's over 2,000 years.
Yeah, exactly. It's still like, yeah, I'm still here, boss.
Do you say 26 BC?
26,000 BC. Well, 26 BC, yeah. So.
Yeah. No, if it's 20.
What's that?
Because then you're talking 4,000 years ago, years old. And the thing is, that's only really a rough estimate.
Yeah, exactly. Early 26th century BC.
Oh, so 260. So that's about... Yeah, so it's 2,200 years ago.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, something like that.
And it took 27 years to build. It's just it is the biggest mindfuck.
Yeah, massively. Because you think 500 miles, they can barely be doing a mile a day.
No. In ancient Egypt as well, so you got like scorching heat.
Yeah. Freezing
barren deserts, freezing cold nights, barely any water or whatever. Mm. And they're moving that fucker. And that's just one. Do you know what I mean? God knows how many blocks are in it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, 27 years. They must have took like all the blocks at one point. Do you know what I mean? Like,
actually took a year to build. It just took the other 26 to move the fucking things.
That's what I'm getting at. Because there's hundreds of blocks or thousands of blocks,
yeah.
We say. And if they move 500 miles and they're 70 tons each, they can't be doing more than a mile a day.
No. Unless you had the entire fucking population of Egypt moving it.
Yeah, it had to be.
Which, I'm not being funny, the pharaohs ain't exactly going to get fucking stuck in, are they?
No,
they're going to be like, hurry up, come on.
Yeah, they're just sitting there watching it.
It's like, pour me another lemonade, will you, boss?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my fucking God. It can't be just bod standard man-made. It cannot be. No way in hell.
I can't.
No way in hell.
It just don't add up in my mind.
No.
It might be me being thick.
But I'm not being funny, right? Even like, because we keep going back to the blocks being used in the King's Chamber ceiling, yeah? Why have they get up there then? Because you've had to get it fucking God knows how high up.
Unless they just used amazing pulley systems.
They have to have, or some shit. But it's got to be one hell of a pulley system to lift 70 ton off the fucking ground. That's
what I mean. You ain't going to call fucking Kears up. Or Balfour Beatty. You know what I mean? Some Macau pines and say, can you move this block for us, boss?
Oh, for fuck's sake. No. So, because even like going on to the alien one, right? With apparently them showing them how to build it and all that. But they've still got to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they might have showed them how to carve them and that, but they probably use spaceships and that.
Just lift it, yeah. It's like, no worries, boss, I got this.
Yeah. I don't know, because that sounds mad and all, but just the point of actually how they were built is just mad in general.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I mean. All three of these, like, because they're the three main theories. There's obviously man-made, alien, or lost technology. But even with the lost technology one, they've still got to build it. How did they do that? Do you know what I mean? It's fucking mental.
So I'm interested in the foundations. What's it sitting on?
Yeah. Let me see if I can try and find something. Because it can't just be sitting on just the sand, because it'd sink.
Unless it's bigger than what we think.
Pyramid foundation. No, not formula.
Oh, here we go. It's Pythagoras.
Contrary to belief, the Egyptians built the Great Pyramids up from the bedrock of the plateau, not over a flat sandy base.
Right.
Khufu, in fact, was built around a small rock knoll. Building stones were predominantly limestone and granite.
Right.
While mud brick was used earlier for a mastabas. Right.
What was he doing?
That's what I thought.
Because here's a weird one for you. You know the Ely Cathedral?
Yeah.
You know what its foundations is? Straw.
Really?
Built on straw.
Look at how many tons of fucking straw must they be?
I think you'd be surprised at actually how little there was, but yeah, they use straw.
Mad. See? Informal. That. Oh. It's actually hurt in my head trying to get it round these fucking pyramids.
Yeah, because
it's all well and good saying, well, how's it done, yada yada yada, with like, oh, it was a lost technology, oh, it was man-made, oh, it was aliens, yeah. But I'm thinking of the poor fuckers that actually, did it.
Yeah.
Sitting there, especially, right, imagine you saying, nah, aliens did it, nah, it was man-made, and the people actually built it going, nigga!
Give me credit!
Where's my credit, bro?
Yeah.
Should have chiselled in a sign, Josh was here.
Yeah. They probably have, but they just
ain't seen it yet.
Yeah. Right in the corner.
Because surely, like, the booby traps and that, they've got to be heavy in themselves, haven't they? Because
a lot of them, they only like held, I think it's held like something stupid, it's just like a 50-ton rock.
Yeah.
Just waiting to drop.
Exactly. It's like, how did they do that then?
Yeah.
Like, you must have had the blueprint of all blueprints building that fucker. You couldn't have done it on a whim. You're halfway built. Oh, boy, should we add a chamber in there? Yeah. And then we could add, like, all these traps in front of it. Yeah, I like the sound of that. How we could do it then? Well, I don't know.
I'll leave it with you. Just get it done.
Just all sitting there having the fag, just... Come on, one of us has got to have an idea here, boys.
Yeah. Or you start doing it, you just look down, you think, I need a fucking pay rise.
Yeah.
My time ain't been worth this.
Pushing the fucking stones up. It's like, don't look down.
That'd be me. 100%. I'm scared of heights.
Well, you got that poor Donnie at the back. Like, just whatever you do, don't fucking let go.
Yeah. I've got a sneeze coming. No, you don't.
It's like, oh no, I've got an itch.
Lads, is it bad to say I need a piss?
You've moved it 500 miles and you think, oh, thank fuck for that. Right, that's one.
Yeah. Back we go.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Plus as well, right? Because obviously Egypt and that, and you're getting them from quarries and things like that, right? You've still got to deal with all the fucking other things. Like we said, like the heat and the freezing cold and all that. But then you got hippos and crocodiles roaming about. You got all this shit you're dealing with. And then you got the fucking, what was it, the Greeks moving in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, give me a minute, boys.
Yeah, but like mosquitoes,
Exactly.
lions, leopards.
Is this really worth it? Do you know what I mean?
But would the Pharaoh mind if I fucked up?
It's like, no, we've got to do it for the Pharaoh. He's fucking dead. He don't care.
Yeah. What has he done for me?
What did he do? He worshipped the cat. Fuck you off.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but look, think of the scarabs. It's a fucking dung beetle.
Yeah. It rolls shit.
Get them fuckers to do this.
Yeah. Because I think I heard somewhere that they tried to make the stones round so they were easier to move.
Right.
So, and I think that's where they used the dung beetle as inspiration.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
They fucked up on it, though.
Yeah, still, though, it just sounds like mad effort.
Yeah.
I'd want to be coming home to steak every night.
Yeah, 100%.
Hard day. Hard fucking day.
Yeah, you fucking go give it a go, will you?
70-ton stone. I had the lumber.
500 miles.
Fucking miles. I've got blisters on blisters.
I've got to do it all again tomorrow.
Yeah. My foot's fell off.
And to top it all off, a fucking mozzie's just gone and bit me, isn't it?
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Now I've got malaria. Fuck.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'll give up, boys.
I am dead.
Yeah. Fuck the pharaoh.
Yeah. Will they build me a pyramid? Fucking no way. Oh, look at me. I'll wear makeup.
It's like, yeah, but it's a burial site so he can meet the gods. Well, get the fucking gods to come down here and give us a hand then.
Yeah.
Fucking arsehole, showing us how to do it and then fucking off. Who do you think they are?
He had the mad theory, apparently the pyramids are spaceships.
Oh, for fuck's sake, of course they are. Of course they are.
I can't remember, I don't know all the ins and outs, but they say, yeah, because they ain't uncovered underneath it. Yeah, it's a spaceship.
Yeah, after all of these theories and that, it's literally just flew in and landed.
Yeah. They just got the can of easy start. They can't start it back up.
Well, they've lost where the fucking control room is. It's like, oh, fuck's sake.
Lost the key. Where'd you park it? God, I don't know.
I think that's me about done.
Yeah, I think everyone's about done.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Well, I think it's just a topic you can always go to.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can always go
exactly.
back
Like I
to.
said,
So
there's
much.
tons that we've missed out on completely.
Yeah.
It's just I thought for the fucking opener, I did just go through what they are, and what the common theories are.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's loads of the actual building side of it that we've missed out.
And go more into depth.
Yeah, and the other pyramids as well. Do you know what I mean? But no, I think that's about me done.
Yeah.
So Ed, what have we got next week?
Well, you're not going to like this one.
Oh no.
Because we're staying in the continent of Africa.
Okay, I know what you're getting at. For some reason, right? I thought you was going to say there's like a cryptic clown. I was just like, fucking course there is.
That'd be more your cup of tea with John Wayne Gacy.
Nope.
But we're going to the Congo, which is very unexplored. And there's apparently in its inhabitants the Congolese giant spider. As they call it, the Jubba Fofi.
Yep.
I ain't going to go too much into detail because we want a bit of an episode next week. But
big spider, eh?
there have been sightings. I think there was a video of apparent sighting of one.
Right.
You've got a real fucking look at it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, apparently they're giant spiders, venomous as fuck, and their eggs are like purple peanuts.
Ooh.
Apparently. But yeah, I think the most famous sight was in the 1930s by a British couple.
Oh. Big up.
So yeah, we will get more into that next week.
Yep.
So yeah, next week, the Jubba Fofi, which I've been dying to do ever since we started this.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to doing that.
Decent. But no, thank you very much for watching. Ed, where can they find us?
Well, you can find us on Facebook, which is Myths and Mysteries in Black and White. It's an open group. Please join. We put stuff on there. And all our links are on there. So it's easier to find stuff. You can follow us on Instagram, which is Myths and Mysteries _, like the actual underscore thing. Yeah, you need to get on that.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm writing them. Sorry.
All right, buddy.
You can follow us on TikTok, which is Myths and Mysteries 10, all one word. Follow us on Twitter, Myths and Mysteries 1, all one word. Like I said, best way to find us, see that logo, this logo, this us.
Yeah.
Unless we're being copied, but...
Which is quite flattering, but at the same time, piss off.
Yeah, and I'll just doubt it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You can email us at missingmysteries@outlook.com. So that could be sightings you've had. That could be theories you've got on multiple different things. That could be criticisms of our podcast. It could be praise, which we'd prefer, of our podcast. It could be just a chat. If you're interested in a hoodie, email us and we'll get you sorted. What else? So, sightings, theories, criticisms, praise for the hoodies.
General chit chat.
Yeah, general chit chat. If you just want to have a chat with us, if you've got ideas for us for do on future podcasts, because like I say, we are open range now. So we will cover anything and everything. But yeah, anything like that. You can subscribe to us on our YouTube channel where you can actually see us. Hello. Easiest way to find that is for our YouTube. For our Facebook. Sorry, we got the link there. Just click it, subscribe, click the bell, like, comment, all that good jazz. With that, you will be notified for when we upload. Because as well as the podcast, we do our on the hunts, reacts, and our actual hunting videos. We do on our YouTube, so please check us out. I think that's everything on my end. Josh, where can they listen to us?
Well, even though you are, if you fancy listening on another platform, or all of them, you can find us on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, Podchaser, Player FM, and iHeartRadio.
Lovely job. But no, I think it's good to be back.
Yeah, it's unreal.
It's
unreal.
But,
so, be sure to share us with your friends as well.
Yes.
Friends and family.
Friends and family. Or anyone.
Yeah.
Random people.
Yeah.
Just be like, hey, watch these.
Yeah.
Listen to these. They're good people.
Exactly.
We try to be good. But, yeah.
But no, obviously, be sure to check out on Wednesday for On the Hunt. But until then, thank you very much for watching, or listening, or both. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Happy hunting.